Imagine standing in a dark, stone room, surrounded by layers of history older than memory itself. Now imagine that from these ancient walls a piece of parchment falls, old, delicate, and covered in words written by someone who once walked alongside Jesus. In the ruins of what was once an Ottoman prison, Jerusalem's old city revealed an incredible discovery in 2024. Within these walls lay an account so powerful, so unsettling, it could change everything we thought we knew about one of history's most famous figures, Jesus. This ancient manuscript, called the Letter of Nicodemus, reportedly describes the final hours of Jesus' life, his crucifixion, and his mysterious resurrection. Nicodemus claims what he saw and felt during those last days. This is an eyewitness account filled with intense, chilling details. In the letter, Nicodemus, a member of the Pharisees and a secret follower of Jesus, describes it all with heart-pounding clarity. He tells of strange, supernatural occurrences, like an eclipse that darkened the sky for hours, earthquakes that cracked open the earth, and even whispers of angels descending at Jesus' tomb. He reveals that he struggled with fear, risking his reputation and even his life to learn from Jesus in secret. He describes how he hid his faith from his fellow Pharisees, keeping his beliefs quiet as he watched Jesus heal the sick, challenge the powerful, and speak of a kingdom beyond this world. But as the crucifixion approached, his fear increased. His letter encapsulates the tension he experienced, torn between his loyalty to his people and his secret belief in the man they condemned. This internal conflict makes Nicodemus's perspective unlike any other account of Jesus' life. One man had access to both sides, skeptics and believers. Nicodemus faced the ultimate test when Jesus faced condemnation. Would he remain silent or risk everything to honor a man he believed to be the Son of God? Many people, whether they are believers or skeptics, wonder about the mysteries of life and the existence of the divine. This letter also raises chilling questions about what people once called miracles. Imagine reading about an eclipse that no one could explain, or an earthquake that shook the ground at the exact moment Jesus died, as if the earth itself reacted to his suffering. Could these events have natural explanations, or are they proof of something beyond our understanding? Modern scientists may attempt to analyze the letter using today's technology to determine its age and authenticity, but in the end, the power of this document lies in its mystery. The possibility that these words, written long ago, describe truths that science can't fully explain. Nicodemus risked everything to share what he witnessed, perhaps knowing that one day, generations later, someone would read his words and feel the same questions stirring within. The letter of Nicodemus provides a rare, first-hand look into one of history's most profound moments, centering on the crucifixion of Jesus. But it's more than a historical account. It's an intimate portrayal of faith challenged by fear and of redemption sought in the face of impossible odds. Nicodemus, a Pharisee and secret follower of Jesus, wrestled with his beliefs, a struggle that reflects themes of doubt, hope, and transformation. Nicodemus, as the letter reveals, was more than a distant observer. He was a respected religious leader, bound by the strict rules and beliefs of the Pharisees. Members of this influential group had expected him to uphold traditional teachings, but when he encountered Jesus, he felt compelled to understand the man who spoke of forgiveness, compassion, and a kingdom beyond the earthly. The tension he faced was immense. Following Jesus meant risking his reputation and standing within the very group that sought Jesus' death. Nicodemus describes standing among the crowd during Jesus' condemnation and crucifixion in his letter. The scenes that unfold are tests of faith and courage. Crowds jeer, Roman soldiers mock Jesus, and leaders press for his execution. As Nicodemus looked on, he witnessed moments that both strengthened his belief and shook him to his core. According to his account, the sky darkened inexplicably and the earth trembled, events that even to Nicodemus seemed to signal something far greater than any earthly punishment. This account emphasizes a foundational theme. Faith is often born out of struggle. Nicodemus, standing amidst the chaos, faced an inner turmoil that would ultimately define his faith. The letter describes his silent struggle as he watched Jesus endure mockery and cruelty, torn between the fear of his peers' judgment and a deep conviction that Jesus was indeed the prophesied Savior. Nicodemus's faith tested in those moments, revealing that true belief often requires courage in the face of fear. One of the most striking scenes Nicodemus recounts is the interaction between Jesus and the two thieves crucified beside him. As Jesus suffered, one thief challenged him, demanding proof of his power, while the other sought forgiveness, asking Jesus to remember him. To Nicodemus, Jesus' response to the repentant thief, "Today you will be with me in paradise," was nothing short of revolutionary. This moment marked a departure from the strict teachings of the Pharisees, who believed that forgiveness and redemption were earned through ritualistic obedience. Here was Jesus offering salvation freely, even to a criminal in his final moments. This theme of redemption resonated deeply with Nicodemus, challenging him to reconsider his understanding of faith. Redemption, he realized, was not a privilege reserved for the pious, but a gift extended to all who would seek it, regardless of their past. In his letter, Nicodemus reflects on the transformative nature of this moment, realizing that Jesus' teachings were not about exclusion, but about an open invitation to grace. This understanding would ultimately shape his own journey toward redemption. The story of Nicodemus and his journey of faith holds enduring relevance. As Nicodemus grappled with fear, doubt, and courage, he embodied the universal struggle of belief in uncertain times. In the modern world, where people face challenges and anxieties on both personal and global scales, the concept of redemption becomes particularly powerful. Nicodemus's story offers a reminder that even in moments of doubt and fear, there exists the potential for a new beginning. Nicodemus's letter also highlights the value of forgiveness. Nicodemus's account mirrors Jesus's radical teachings, emphasizing that forgiveness is not a reward, but a gift. Today, this message serves as a reminder that past mistakes or wrongdoings do not have to define one's future. Instead, there is always an opportunity for transformation and healing, a truth that resonates for people searching for meaning and hope in challenging times. Nicodemus's letter, long hidden in Pilate's hall, tells a story of courage and redemption that transcends the centuries. Nicodemus likely recorded his experiences to honor the man he believed to be the Messiah. By risking his reputation and perhaps even his life to follow Jesus, Nicodemus revealed the strength of a faith that could withstand fear, judgment, and isolation. His journey is a testament to the idea that redemption is not only possible, but available to everyone. The account of Jesus' final moments, the miracles witnessed, and the power of forgiveness he offered, even in his last breaths, underscore a message of hope. Nicodemus's story reminds us that belief is a choice made daily, often in the face of doubt and fear. It is an invitation to all who hear it to believe that renewal and redemption are within reach. The letter of Nicodemus uncovers not only the story of Jesus' crucifixion, but also the intense internal conflict of belief that Nicodemus endured. As a respected figure within the Pharisees, a group committed to Jewish laws and traditions, Nicodemus was accustomed to strict guidelines for faith and righteousness. Yet, his secret admiration for Jesus placed him in direct conflict with his community, beliefs, and personal fears. His letter dives into this tension, showing a man pulled between loyalty to his faith and the powerful call to follow Jesus. Nicodemus's deep struggle reflects a universal experience, the challenge of faith when beliefs face testing and fear threatens to silence conviction. Nicodemus's story illustrates an inner turmoil that many face when their beliefs collide with new perspectives or experiences. In his role as a Pharisee, Nicodemus was a guardian of the Jewish faith, dedicated to preserving religious practices that had been passed down for generations. The Pharisees viewed themselves as upholders of the law, which often placed them at odds with Jesus, whose teachings emphasized compassion, grace, and a kingdom not of this world. In choosing to approach Jesus, Nicodemus risked losing his reputation and the respect of his peers, and he likely feared the consequences if his association with Jesus were discovered. This inner struggle reveals a powerful concept. Faith is not always certain or unwavering. For Nicodemus, his faith involved questions, fears, and moments of doubt, especially as he witnessed the arrest, trial, and crucifixion of Jesus. His letter reveals that belief is not always a straight path, but often one filled with twists, turns, and hesitations. The conflict between tradition and new understanding, between allegiance to community and personal conviction, gives his story a relatable quality, illustrating that genuine faith often includes questioning and wrestling with uncertainty. One of the strongest themes in Nicodemus's letter is the clash between skepticism and faith, a battle that is both internal and external. Nicodemus's peers, including religious leaders and other Pharisees, were openly skeptical of Jesus, seeing him as a threat to their teachings and authority. They were quick to dismiss his miracles as blasphemous and saw his claims of divinity as dangerous. For them, Jesus was a disruptor, someone who challenged the structures they had carefully preserved. In contrast, Nicodemus viewed Jesus with curiosity and a hesitant admiration, drawn to his teachings, yet afraid to fully embrace them. This conflict is common in moments of religious transformation, where existing beliefs meet emerging ideas that defy traditional interpretations. Nicodemus's struggle reflects a deep human tendency to question what seems unfamiliar or threatens the status quo. His experience reveals that moments of skepticism and doubt often accompany the journey to faith, as people confront ideas that do not neatly fit within established boundaries. For Nicodemus, the decision to believe in Jesus was not a simple choice, but one filled with risk. In first-century Judea, religious leaders like Nicodemus held significant influence, and their reputation depended on loyalty to the laws and customs of their community. By seeking out Jesus, Nicodemus was not only questioning his faith, but challenging the very identity he had built within his community. His letter indicates that he experienced a tension familiar to anyone who has faced a choice that goes against societal expectations. This tension highlights an important concept. Faith can demand sacrifice. For Nicodemus, following Jesus meant risking not only his position, but also his sense of belonging. His letter portrays the weight of this choice as he grappled with the idea of embracing a truth that could lead to rejection by the people he respected. This internal conflict resonates with those who have faced difficult decisions that demand courage, showing that true belief often requires letting go of comfort and choosing to stand for something greater than oneself. Rather than seeing doubt as a weakness, Nicodemus's story suggests that doubt can actually strengthen faith. His journey was filled with moments of questioning, yet these doubts led him to seek answers, to approach Jesus in secret, and to remain by his side in the last moments. This exploration of doubt reveals a core truth. Faith is often born out of a willingness to confront uncertainty. Nicodemus's letter demonstrates that doubt need not be seen as a lack of faith, but as a vital part of the process of belief, a way to deepen understanding and resilience. Nicodemus's doubts pushed him to understand Jesus more deeply and to seek the meaning behind his teachings and miracles. Through his letter, he shows that embracing questions can bring one closer to a fuller, more personal understanding of faith. Nicodemus confronted his doubts and emerged with a belief that wasn't inherited or passive, but one he had personally fought to understand. This part of his journey is a reminder that questioning does not weaken faith, but can be a catalyst for spiritual growth, leading to a deeper, more resilient conviction. The letter of Nicodemus presents a story that resonates far beyond its time, illustrating the timeless conflict between belief and doubt. His journey of faith in the face of fear and the choice to believe despite the risk of rejection reflects a universal experience. His letter encourages readers to confront their own beliefs, to question what feels uncertain, and to find strength in the process of seeking truth. If you're finding value in exploring Nicodemus's journey with us, discovering the layers of faith, sacrifice, and renewal in this ancient account, consider showing your support by sending a super thanks. Every contribution helps keep these stories alive, connecting us to powerful themes that resonate through time. By supporting, you're fueling more moments of reflection and more stories that inspire courage and belief. Nicodemus's story reminds us that faith by nature includes moments of fear, doubt, and even confusion. His conflict with his peers and his internal struggle to understand Jesus' message demonstrate that faith is rarely a straightforward path. Instead, it is often a journey marked by difficult choices and moments of courage as one navigates the tension between skepticism and belief. The letter of Nicodemus serves as a reminder that tales of bravery, faith, and metamorphosis endure across generations. This document, buried for centuries, has resurfaced as a voice from the past, speaking to the present and future. Nicodemus's journey is a call to embrace our own beliefs with conviction, to be open to change, and to understand that each of us can contribute to a larger story, one that reaches beyond individual lives to impact the world. The letter conveys a simple yet profound message. Faith and love persist despite fear and possess the ability to motivate others even after our departure. Just as Nicodemus found courage to stand by his beliefs, we are invited to seek the strength to live our lives with purpose, knowing that each act of kindness, each sacrifice, and each moment of renewal adds to the legacy we leave behind. Thanks for watching. Join our community by subscribing to this channel. Until the next video.